Hi, this is Paul again. Let's talk about ghosts in your pipe. Some people have ghosts in their house. Some people have ghosts in a graveyard. Some people, I don't know. Sometimes there's ghosts on a battlefield. Um, so I want to talk about ghosts in your pipe. And right now I'm about ready to smoke a vintage kaywoodie pipe that I just received, and it is, I don't know, it's a four-digit serial number. I can't quite read it. Hold on one second. Bear with me. It's a 8701, which, correct me if I'm wrong, puts this kaywoodie pipe between 1925 and 1936. Now, your K-Woodies had different stinger designs, and between 1935 and 1936, the logo was mostly on the top, with some exceptions from what I've heard. So basically, what the stinger did is the smoke would come through the bowl into your stinger, which sometimes has three or four holes, and then into this receptacle into the stem, and it would cool it down, cool the smoke down, giving it a cooler smoke. It does, unfortunately, give it a little heavier draw, but I don't know. I love K-Woodies. I love K-Woodie pipes. So I'm going to smoke this one here. And when I buy a pipe, let's say off of eBay, um, usually what I'll do is I'll, you know, take it apart, inspect it, clean it up the best I can. But you really can't get a decent, halfway decent cleaning unless you heat up all the oils in the pipe. I mean, some of these pipes were smoked by people almost 100 years ago. And when they died, sometimes their relatives would take the pipes, put them in a box, put them in the basement, put them in the attic, whatever. And so they do come up at estate sales or whatever. Sometimes they've been stored for years. So you really don't know what's inside that pipe. You, you know, you don't want to toke something up and all of a sudden find out that there's a huge spider in there or something. So I inspect the bowl. I try to run a bristled, pipe cleaner through it at first, but usually they're pretty clogged up. The bowl, what I'll do is sometimes there's so much cake buildup in the bowl that I ream it out, and I don't have a reamer or anything like that. I just use my sharp jackknife, ream it out very carefully, and you want to make sure that you don't gouge the inside edge. So let's smoke this and let's talk about ghosts. It is after Halloween. It's November 25th, the day before Thanksgiving 2020. Trump lost. Oh well. Give it up, buddy. All right. Just secede. So, now, oh, that's a good smoker. Now, I personally fell in love with aromatics. I'm a new pipe smoker. I've only been smoking pipes for about a year and a half. But my grandpa, he was born in 1906. He smoked pipes all his life, and he inhaled them. I don't inhale them. Uh, So what we have in this pipe today, or tonight, is we have some aromatic cherry made by Captain Black, and normally I will buy it by the pound. It's a lot cheaper. If you go to the smoke shop, you're going to pay $14-15 for 1.5 ounces, and you can actually buy it online for much cheaper if you buy it in bulk. And so I buy it in bulk, and I pay between $45 and $55 depending on where the market's at. And then when I get it home in the big plastic bag, I put it in a mason jar. That keeps it nice and fresh. And what I do is I did get some stuff that was dry. I don't know, because of shipping or whatever. But so what I did is I put some, took some tin foil, put some cotton balls in there, and you only want to use distilled water. Excuse me. If you use tap water, it's going to form fungus in there and all kinds of bad stuff you don't want. So I don't know if you can see that, but I basically took and formed a bowl, took 2 cotton balls, soaked them down with distilled water, and you put them in the mason jar. I had one friend of mine that actually had some pipe tobacco from his grandfather that was in mason jars. For over 40 years. It just keeps getting better. So back to the Ghost. So when I get an estate pipe, I'll ream it out, I'll clean it out and do it. I don't do a deep cleaning. I'm not really a germophobic or afraid of germs. So, you know, the guy, think about this. You got a pipe that was made between 1925 and 1936, all right? So let's say if that person bought this pipe at the age of 40, they were born in the 1800s. And according to Google and the research I've done, the most prominently smoked tobacco was Prince Albert. So Prince Albert is a non-aromatic, and I believe. So what happens is when those people smoke that for years and years and years and years, you get the resins from the tobacco, because tobacco pipe is wet, pretty wet. It soaks into the briar, and so you get an estate pipe, you clean it out with your bristle brush, make sure there's no spiders or cobwebs in there. But there's a ghost. Do you remove the ghost or do you not? I personally like the ghost. The reason being is because when I smoke a pipe, I love vintage pipes. I love antique things. You know, I've collected antique firearms. And I want to leave this unmolested. Now, if you buy a new pipe, and let's say you smoke the cherry aromatic, it's going to taste different than if you smoke it out of an estate pipe that's been smoked for gosh knows how long, 30, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, maybe put in a basement or an attic. So the ghost basically is the taste that you get from whatever the prior owner, who's most likely deceased, smoked for many, many, many years. And so even though you may put like a cherry aromatic or an apple aromatic or whatever you want to smoke in it, you're going to get that taste of whatever the pipe was used to. And some people don't like that, but Me, on the other hand, I enjoy it. I think it's part of history. I think it's part of the nostalgia of the pipe. And that's why I love my old pipes so much. Because everyone tastes different, even though I'm smoking the same tobacco. So you can deghost a pipe, all right? And there's a way to do that with a salt treatment and an alcohol treatment, which I'll get into in my next video. There's plenty of those videos online, but some of them I agree with, some of them I don't. I form my own opinions on some certain things, but so that's the ghost. The ghost is tobacco that the ghost is the tobacco that was smoked for decades in your antique pipe. And to me, I like that. I like that. If I want to taste something like totally fresh, totally new, I'll buy a new pipe. But for these oldies right here, let them be what they're going to be, you know? That's just my opinion. If you differ from that, I'd love to hear your opinion. So, like my page, like my channel, rather, and happy smoking, everyone. Enjoy the ghost.